In this video, we will learn how to create pivot table and its uses. We have this dataset called supermarket sales. Here we have these columns: invoice ID, branch city, customer type, gender, product line, unit price, quantity, tax, total, date, time, payment, COGs, gross margin percentage, gross income, and rating. Now, what I want is I want to create a pivot table from this dataset and use it for data analysis. Always make sure whenever you create a pivot table, the main dataset doesn't have any blank column or neither any blank record. Now, go to the Insert tab and click on this pivot table option. When you click on this pivot table option, it will ask you two questions. Number one, where is your source data? My data is already selected. So source data is already selected. You can select entire sheet or particular column which you want to analyze. Let's select entire dataset in this case. Now, as a second question, it will ask where do you want to display the pivot table? In the new worksheet or in the existing worksheet? I want to display it on the existing worksheet, exactly next to it. So select the cell from the existing sheet where the pivot table will show. Let's select this cell. We can see our pivot table option comes up in the sheet. Now see, it's a blank pivot table which is empty. There is nothing right now. But if you observe, I have got something which is pivot table fields. Now, what exactly field means? These are the names of the column headings. I will select this gender field and I will drag down it into the row. So what happened is this gender field have become the row headings. Now if you select the product line field and drag it down in the column, now this have become the column heading. This value field support only numerical operation. If we put here any column which contain numerical data, then it will automatically perform numerical operations like sum, average, minimum, maximum, etc. We can select numerical operations as per our choice by clicking on this option. Now I will drag down this quantity column into the value field. Now we can see this pivot table is now showing gender wise different products total consumption. Now let's find out average consumption instead of total consumption. Right click on the sum of quantity, then field setting, then go to summarize by, then select average. Now we get the average consumption figure. Similarly, we can choose other options to get required result. One thing you must notice that there is another option called show data as present beside the summarize by option. We can also use this option as per our requirement. Another important thing is the number format. If we would like to change the format of the existing columns, we can change it from this field setting option also. Just click on this number option, then we will get the format changing option. Now let's change the table in various views. If we drag the product line option to rows, then we'll get this view. Here, each gender wise data displayed. Now, if we move gender to row, then it will show product line was information. This way, we can interchange pivot table field to get desired result as per our requirement. Now let's add filter to this table. This filter field filter the data. Once we put here any column, then it will filter the table as per the values present in the column selected for the filter. Here we'll select city to filter. Drag the city field into the filter option. Now we can see the city filter placed at the top of the table. Let's select this. Now the table showing only this city specific information. Here we can see all this data is the summarized information of the source dataset. If we need to get specific field wise entire data from this pivot table, just double click on any value of the pivot table cell. Let's click on this cell. This cell represents only electronics product used by only males in Yangon cities. Once we click, we can see we get the result in a new sheet called sheet 1. Here is our extract dataset, which showing every record related to electronic product used by only males in Yangon city from the original dataset. Now, if you like to remove the existing field from the pivot table, just drag the field to out of the box area and place to the field name box. Another thing we must remember, once you click inside the table, you got a pivot table tools, both analyze and design and pivot field table. But if you click outside, the pivot table tools goes away. Now let's explore this design tab of pivot table. Here we get varieties of options to display the table. Select this report layout option. Here compact form means system generated format of the table. Outline form means no marking in between the cells. Tabular form is the cells are properly marked and shown in box. We can also add color by using this option. Now, if we click on this banded rows, it will highlight every alternate rows in dark color. Similar way, if we click on the banded column, then it will highlight alternate columns. By using this grand total option, we can also hide or show grand total rows or columns or both. This way, we can use pivot table for data analysis from any dataset. Pivot table is nothing but the summarized information of the source dataset. I think you have understood now how to create pivot tables and its reporting formats. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more Excel tips and tricks. Thanks for watching. See you in the next time.